Welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Dorcas Chia. Our top stories. Shettima is to visit Ekiti for project commissioning. Troops rescue 372 kidnapped victims across 4 states. Nigeria's real estate construction sectors reach 77.52 trillion naira in 2025. On the foreign scene, we shall be looking at Israel striking Iran petrochemical facility as tensions escalate. And now the news in detail. Vice President Kashim Shettima will pay a one-day working visit to Ekiti State tomorrow, where he will represent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the groundbreaking of the Ekiti Knowledge Zone. According to the statement by the state government, Shettima will also inaugurate the EFCC zonal office in Ado Ekiti and the 1.2-kilometer Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu Flyover. Governor Biodun Oyebanji is expected to receive the vice president alongside other top government officials. The House of Representatives Committee on Public Accounts says it is pursuing the recovery of 29.72 billion naira in unremitted Treasury single account funds and accrued interest from the Central Bank of Nigeria. A committee chairman Bamidele Salam said the panel has already recovered 521.8 million naira in unremitted VAT linked to remitter transactions. He noted that the investigation into revenue leakages is ongoing, with the committee also seeking to recover other outstanding liabilities owed to the federal government. Salam reaffirmed the committee's commitment to ensuring accountability and safeguarding public funds. Security agencies have rescued 372 abducted persons in Borno, Plateau, Kaduna, and Sokoto states in a series of operations against terrorists and bandits. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu reaffirmed the government's commitment to tackling insecurity, saying Nigeria would not succumb to terrorism, kidnapping, or banditry. The largest operation was carried out by troops of Operation Hide and Kai, who rescued the 360 hostages from a Boko Haram enclave in the Mandara Mountains of Borno State. The military said the mission followed weeks of intelligence gathering and careful planning. The victims have been evacuated for medical care, although 2 infants reportedly died during the difficult rescue. Former Senate leader Mohammed Nali Ndume praised the military for the successful operation and called for intensified efforts to free other captives. In Plateau and Kaduna states, troops of Operation Enduring Peace rescued 10 kidnapped victims, including 6 passengers and a pastor with his wife. 2 more abducted farmers were rescued by troops in Sokoto state after the repelled a bandit attack. Meanwhile, the Kaduna state government expressed optimism that retrieved Major General Rabi Abubakar and his wife, who were abducted by bandits, would soon be released as security operations continue. Several states have intensified the deployment of forest guards under a federal government-backed initiative aimed at combating banditry, kidnapping, and other crimes in forested areas. States including Kebbi, Gombe, Kwara, Kaduna, Edo, Imo, Bayelsa, and a number of states have commenced recruitment or deployment, while others, such as Osun, are finalizing plans. However, some states, including Zamfara, Rivers, and Abia, are still awaiting federal directives. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu reaffirmed the government's commitment to tackling insecurity, stressing that Nigeria would not succumb to terrorists and bandits, and that efforts to rescue kidnapped victims would continue. The initiative follows the president's approval for the recruitment of 1,000 forest guards to strengthen security in vulnerable communities and forest corridors across the country. And now the Kano State Fire Service says it saved 35 lives and property worth over 437 million naira during emergency operations carried out across the state in May 2026. According to the agency, 13 people lost their lives in incidents involving fire outbreaks, road accidents, drowning, and well-related accidents. The service responded to 58 fire incidents, 15 rescue operations, and 7 false alarms during the month, while property valued at about 144 million naira was destroyed. Director of the Kano State Fire Service, Alhaji Sani Anas, urged residents to observe safety precautions and promptly report emergencies to help prevent avoidable deaths and property loss. We'll take a pause here, and up next are news stories from the build sector. Do stay with us.
Are you getting ready for another big one? The largest housing show in Africa. 2 decades of relentless exhibition and conference. The 20th edition of the Africa International Housing Show, happening from the 13th to 18th of July 2026 at the prestigious Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. This premier event is Africa's largest housing and construction expo, attracting over 50,000 attendees in Africa and beyond, thereby giving room for developers, construction giants, financiers, home interiors, mortgage and microfinance banks, drawing from about 21 different countries of the world. Get ready to be part of history.
You're watching Housing TV News at the Eye, and now to the build sector. Nigeria's real estate and construction sectors recorded a combined 77.52 trillion naira in nominal output in 2025. According to National Bureau of Statistics data, although stakeholders say real growth remains modest, the construction sector grew to 19.36 trillion naira, while real estate expanded to 58.16 trillion naira. However, analysts noted that inflation and rising project costs largely drove the increase rather than a significant rise in actual output. Real GDP growth stood at 5.53% for construction and 3.78% for real estate, reflecting slower productivity growth. Industry experts identified rapid urbanization, population growth, housing demand, and private investment as key drivers of the sectors, while warning that limited access to affordable financing and high costs continue to hinder sustainable expansion. They also stressed that greater technology adoption and adherence to environmental, social, and governance standards will be critical to addressing Nigeria's housing deficit and improving long-term growth. The engineering professionals have called for increased investments in infrastructure development and expanded industrial training opportunities to better prepare young engineers for the workforce. The appeal was made during the Ease of Doing Business Forum organized in partnership with the Nigerian Society of Engineers Ikeja branch. Former NSE Ikeja chairman Akintayo Akintola said the growth in the number of engineering graduates has not been matched by adequate practical training opportunities, largely due to the decline in operational companies and limited internship placements. NSE Ikeja branch chairman Nimot Muli stressed that engineering, innovation, and technical expertise are essential for improving Nigeria's business environment and driving sustainable economic growth. Stakeholders at the forum agreed that strengthening industrial training and increasing infrastructure investment are critical to the government's long-term development. The Nathaniel Atebije Foundation for Planning Advocacy has called for stronger fiscal planning and stricter development control to promote sustainable urban development in Nigeria. In a statement marking the 2026 World Environment Day, the foundation said rapid urbanization has increased challenges such as flooding, traffic congestion, pollution, housing shortages, and climate-related disasters. The group urged government to strengthen planning institutions, enforce development regulations, and implement effective regional and urban master plans. It also called on private developers and investors to comply with fiscal planning standards, warning that poorly planned developments often result in environmental and economic losses. The foundation further stressed the need to utilize the expertise of indigenous planning professionals and reaffirmed its commitment to promoting environmental sustainability and responsible urban governance. Moving over to the foreign scene, Israel has carried out fresh airstrikes on military targets in Iran following a petrochemical facility in the country's southwest, marking the first reported attack on an Iranian energy site since the April ceasefire. Iran's guard blamed the United States for the renewed hostilities and said it had launched retaliatory missile strikes on Israel targets. The latest exchange comes despite reports that U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to avoid further attacks to preserve ongoing peace negotiations with Tehran. The renewed violence has raised concerns over regional stability and global energy supplies, with oil prices climbing as tensions in the Middle East intensify. We take another pause, and up next are news stories from business sector and the sports news. Stay with us.
I'm Debbie Erb. I'm the founder of DLE Advisors, LLC. I just finished a really interesting session talking with the audience here at the International Housing Show. I have attended the show before, and I have to say it's bigger. It's bigger and better than it was 4 years ago. An incredible array of opportunities, companies, and new innovations in the housing space. So it's very exciting to be here. Thank you, Festus Adebayo. He's my guy. It's so well attended, and there's so many people here that I know who are movers and shakers in the industry. So I definitely recommend attending if you possibly can.
I am Ada Fong, the former Deputy Director of Housing from the Hong Kong Housing Authority. I think this is a very interesting housing show and conference that brings together a lot of experts and talents and government officials in Africa to explore the subject of housing in Africa. It's a very worthwhile initiative that you do it once every year.
My name is Adeola Olushodo. I'm the Executive Director, Lagos State Development and Property Corporation. I'm here at the Abuja International Housing Show 2025, and this is a show that brings all the experts and all the major players in the real estate sector together. I must commend the efforts that goes into that, the consistency, and everybody looks forward to it, and of course it's well attended.
My name is Dr. Mark Mahaku Joshua. I am the Director General Taraba Geography Information Service. I got an invitation to attend, and I saw things like land reform. So my priority here is to interact with experts in the field, gain more knowledge on how things are done as far as land reform is concerned. The organizers of this event has done well. I at least expect the caliber of people I've seen here. Seeing the people that I've seen here, they have sent out a signal to me that it is not a child's play. We're here that really Nigerian main business to organize such a show.
My name is Surveyor Abdulgani Ademadibumen, the Surveyor General of the Federation. I want to really say it's a good program. This is the 19th edition of it. I want to say a good thumb up to the organizers of the program and to Nigeria in general. Hosting such an event is not something that comes easy. It comes with a lot of innovation on its own, like the team says, and it comes with a lot of experienced organizers. So I want to say a big thank you for those people that come all the way from far and near to come and be part of this organization.
Hello, I'm Maya Abdelhamid, the CEO of the Social Housing and Mortgage Finance Fund in Egypt. This is my first visit to Nigeria and Abuja in specific. I've been invited to this housing show. This is my first visit to Nigeria. I've had a good chance to meet with all the Nigerian officials as well as the African ministers and delegations. I think the presentation helped a lot and giving insights to those attending. I also benefited from hearing other experiences from the experts from across the continent and the international experts as well.
My name is Roland Benoba, and this is the Roland Benoba Real Foundation for Housing and Urban Development. Shout out to IIHS. You guys are doing a great job. This is the 19th edition, and I think it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. Kudos to the team at AIHS.
Welcome back. This is still Housing TV News at the hour. The Nigerian Exchange Limited recorded a 4.91 trillion naira decline in market capitalization during the first trading week of June 2026, as investors engage in profit-taking. Market capitalization dropped from 160.51 trillion naira to 155.59 trillion naira, while the all-share index fell by 3.11% to close at 242,593.31 points. Analysts attributed the downturn to profit-taking in blue-chip stocks, market corrections, and investors repositioning ahead of major investment opportunities, including the anticipated Dangote refinery IPO. Despite the weekly decline, the Nigerian exchange has maintained a year-to-date gain of 55.9%. Moving on to sports news, Danish midfielder Christian Eriksen collapsed on the pitch during Denmark's international friendly against Ukraine, leading to the abandonment of the match. Players and medical personnel quickly responded, and the Danish Football Association later confirmed that Eriksen was conscious and stable. In a statement, the association said Christian Eriksen is conscious and feeling well. According to the circumstances, the match has been called off. Reports indicate that the midfielder regained consciousness after receiving medical attention and was taken for further medical evaluation. More updates on his condition are expected following additional tests. And that's the much we can take on Housing TV News at the hour. But before we go, a recap of stories that made the headlines. Shettima is to visit Ekiti State for project commissioning. Troops rescue 372 kidnapped victims across 4 states. Nigeria's real estate construction sectors reach 77.52 trillion naira in 2025. On the foreign scene, we told you that Israel strikes Iranian petrochemical facility as tensions escalate. And for more news in the housing sector, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. Follow us on all the social media platforms, and you can download the Housing TV mobile app and free TV app on your Google Play Store and Apple Store to stay connected. And many thanks for watching. I am Dorcas Chia. Bye for now.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.